Please stand by for the John and Gordy Morning Show. Phone lines are open right now. Call or text 608-879-8255 or use the free Civic Media app. And now, live from the Civic Media headquarters in Madison, Wisconsin, here are John and Gordy. We're truly sorry.
WMTX, John and Gordy in the morning. 92.7 on your FM dial as you drive into work. Don't forget to go to the Civic Media app and text us. Give us a few thoughts that you have during the show. We're open to them.
Sure we are.
Sometimes we run out of conversation and we just have nothing else to say.
Yeah, so we expect you to pick up the slack, dear listener.
Please contribute.
It's a cloudy start this morning, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it out there. Second day of May, clouds kind of hanging in there, and it's fairly cool, mid-40s, about 46 right now. And it's going to stay on the cool side.
It is.
For today.
It is.
Should we get right to the weather? Should we jump right into it?
Sure. Why not? Let's get into it.
Do we have the lottery ball machine standing by for this Friday? Let's check out the afternoon high. Here we go. Balls are jumping around there. First ball up the shaft is a 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, so you know it's going to be cool. 7.
Wow.
57 for an actual
That's not
afternoon
good.
high.
No, it's got to be warmer than that.
It's cloudy.
Yeah.
And it's going to stay cloudy through the day. And, it's a big weekend around not only Madison, but around the country. The Kentucky Derby is tomorrow.
Everybody's talking about the Kentucky Derby now.
And I think Pam Jahnke is going to have some things to say about that, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of Wisconsin in the Kentucky Derby.
We'll be talking to her in about 15 minutes, yeah. And that big party, there's always a big party over at Scott and Carly's, our friends we have talked to in years.
Yes.
But they never invite us anymore.
No.
After that ugly incident you provoked a couple of years ago.
Well, I got to tell you, I thought it was the most decadent party I've ever been to in my life. And I'm never going back.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that was pretty.
I can't even remember what it was, but I thought this is not my speed.
Not your jam. Yeah. Well, when the cops showed up and started hauling people away, it's time to call it quits. But and we got a surprise guest is going to join us a little bit later on. We have Rökker every Friday, of course. With the local music scene, Max Inc. preview. Mm-hmm. But you remember the days back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Pretty
actually
popular.
Very popular.
Radio announcer in town.
One of the most popular, if not the most popular, Julie Hines.
We're going to lay it on.
Yeah, from Magic 98.
All right.
She's in
town. I thought I was pretty popular.
Well, I know you thought I was talking about you, but no. So Julie, we hope she's going to stop by, and join us, probably in our 7 o'clock hour. So that'll be good.
Hope this becomes a trend here in the show.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it off the air here and trying to invite a lot of the former radio announcer personalities in town and talking about the old times. Things that happened to them while they were in radio in Madison.
Yeah. And, we talked to Sly. He's going to be coming in.
Yes, we have him lined up, basically. We haven't set a time or anything, but we asked him, and he said, sure.
Yeah, and I talked to somebody actually last night about Rockin' John, and we're going to get him in here.
Really?
Yes, yeah. So, from Wart.
Yes.
And a few other surprises. But Julie Hines will hopefully join us in our 7 o'clock hour.
Right.
So, anyhow.
We can't be limited by the radio dial.
Right.
These people have made a big impression in this town, and we want to honor them and talk about their lives. They really contributed a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to get Mark Kane in here from TV years.
TV personalities, too. I'd love to get the Karch in here, though.
Karch, where are you, John Karcher?
John Karcher. He is the true television grouch. he was fantastic when he filled in for Mark.
Oh my gosh!
Zerbakken.
Yeah,
it was
magic. It was TV magic. Yeah.
I don't think Karch ever liked anything they talked about on that show. It's live at 5. Right?
We got to get him in here.
Yeah.
Let's get to the National Day calendar for today, okay? You good with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You seem a little verklempt this morning. Is it because you don't have your Samsung watch?
Yeah, I ran out of the house without the watch, and I'm not happy.
That's sad.
Why did you bother taking it off?
Yeah, I thought you wore it all the time.
It charges.
Oh.
I take it off when I get up in the morning. I put it on the charger. It takes about an hour to recharge. So by the time I'm leaving, I put it on and I'm fine.
Okay. Well, let's see what it is today on the National Day calendar. What is it or is it not? Is it National School Lunch Hero Day? Is it National Comic Book Day? National Space Day? National Life Insurance Day? Or National Truffle Day? Which one of those days does not belong, John Peterson?
It's not read a newspaper day.
I didn't mention that, so you're...
I'm right.
You're right, but you're wrong. Okay. Sam, you were maybe paying attention. What day do you think it is not?
Well, good thing you said maybe, because I sure wasn't.
Okay. So give yourself the buzzer. Well, it's not...
I was trying to find Kentucky Derby songs.
Okay, well, okay.
What day is it not?
It is not National Comic Book Day. That's actually tomorrow, not today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because...
You're a big comic book fan.
Yeah, there's a big movie coming out, Marvel movie coming out today.
Is there? Really?
Mm-hmm.
What Marvel movie is that?
Yeah, I just can't remember. I can't remember the name of the damn...
Well, we'll look it up.
It's another compilation. It's a group of superhero villain type people getting together, and
aren't they all
and
like
they fight
that?
crime. Well, it's character based.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Do you have a? You're not looking that up. Okay. Well, anyway, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But Comic Book Day. I wasn't listening to what you were saying because I was watching. Your calendar.
Yeah.
I was watching you scroll, and you were scrolling so quickly.
Well, that's true.
And then you scrolled beyond the calendar, and you're still reading it.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. Well, that's to confuse you.
You were throwing me off.
Because I know you've been sneaking in the new configuration
I can
here.
see a reflection in the window. I know exactly what you're looking at.
Oh, you're cheating again. Okay. Where were we? It's 13 minutes past the hour. Oh, we're going to go over.
You were calling me a cheat.
It's National School Lunch Hero Day. We salute all the school lunch ladies and gentlemen. First Friday in May. They do a terrific job of providing school, lunches and nutritional meals.
I don't know what they're like today, but in the old days, they saw me. I guess I looked like I was death warmed over, skinny.
Yeah. So
gaunt.
Nothing's changed, really.
Nothing's really changed. But they saw me, and they always allowed me to come back and get seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we salute all the school lunch hero days, and I'm glad they took a shine to you back in the day. Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't really affect you too much, but okay.
No, it didn't.
Do you like the tater tots back then? I mean, that was always the highlight to me.
Yes, I liked them.
Fish sticks. It's National Space Day. Yes, Space Day dedicates the first Friday in May to the extraordinary achievements, benefits, and opportunities in the exploration and use of space, the final frontier. The goal of the observance is to promote math and science and technology and engineering education to young people. The hope is to inspire them to pursue a career in science, especially a career in space-related jobs.
Well, yeah, you got to love space, right? Did you watch all the old space shows, these kids shows?
I enjoyed Star Trek, if that's what you mean. I mean, I like that one. And what? Oh, space...
the cheap ones that were on Saturday morning for the kids. No.
Yeah. No? What?
No.
What are you talking about?
Space Patrol or...
Oh, Space Patrol. That was a great one. Was that with the marionettes?
No, that
what was the one
not
with the marionettes?
That was Fireball XL5.
Oh, that was a great show. It was so bad. It was fantastic.
I love those shows.
Yeah.
And there was Supercar before that.
Supercar.
Supercar.
I don't remember them.
Oh.
Okay. It's National Life Insurance Day. Make sure you get your life insurance
Maybe I was
up to
on
date.
Maybe I was on drugs at the time. I don't know.
Perhaps. It's National Truffle Day. You like a truffle once in a while?
Uh-huh.
Delicious sweet treat. With the let's see. It says somebody named Petrocelli of Chambéry, France, is believed to be the inventor of the chocolate truffle back in December of 1895, way back when. Truffles became more prevalent in 1902 after the chocolate shop, the Preslat chocolate shop, opened in London. Okay, that's enough on truffles.
That's great.
They make all kinds, you know that.
I'm going to change
Chocolate
my life now,
ganache.
now that I know all that about truffles.
Well, let's turn to the history
All
book.
right.
Open that thing
let's
up.
do
and
that. Let's
Sam,
see what's going
producer
on.
Sam.
Oh,
there he
again.
goes.
Oh.
Somebody get him a lozenge. Very dusty in there.
So dusty.
No.
Man, oh man.
I don't know what you're coughing up, but it doesn't work.
Sort of rainbow colored.
Oh, God. It's disgusting. All right. What's history?
We're going way back on this one. 1611. The King James Bible was published.
Oh,
It was probably the biggest book ever published in English.
Well, until Trump's Bible came out. Then,
oh, that's right. How silly of me. I
That's
didn't
done
think about that.
much better.
yeah.
Right.
Had extra chapters in it. Devoted just to him.
In fact, they had pictures throughout the entire Bible where he was with Jesus.
He was there, right?
He was there.
He was a disciple.
AI can do
Sure
many
he was.
different things now.
Okay.
Uh,
What else in the
Today in
history?
1908, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" was copyrighted.
Right.
The-
What year?
1908. The funny part is the people who wrote the song
Yeah.
had never been to a baseball game.
What?
Yeah,
So the song is like begging people to take them to a baseball game
I
sometime.
guess so.
Take
They
me
were
out to a baseball
actually
game.
they were actually being asked to be taken to a baseball game.
That's amazing.
Okay. All right.
Today in 1935, Boulder Dam, later renamed the Hoover Dam, finally was completed after several years of construction.
It's very cool.
Yeah?
I've been there. It's actually, I know, it's just a dam.
No,
but
it's really
a
it's
damn
amazing.
big
Look-
dam. It's
You're right.
huge, humongous.
How long does it take you to drive across it?
Oh, I don't. Well, it's not the drive across. It's just
if you're
walking around it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I mean, it's just an awesome sight,
it is.
like a 12th wonder of the world.
The 12th?
Yeah. I think between the 12th and the 8th, I think Trump has added a few.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
So I'm just allowing Trump his wonders of the world. Remember, Foxconn was supposed to be the what is it, the 8th wonder of the world? I can't remember.
Yeah, what happened to that?
What a wonder it's turned out to be.
Yeah.
Okay, and anything else?
Which of these two do you want me to cover? Which is more interesting?
We've got about 30 seconds.
Oh,
so,
great.
You go for
This
it.
one was news to me. 1946, the Battle of Alcatraz begins.
Battle of
Oh.
Alcatraz.
Yeah, there was a few inmates who tried to escape, and they kind of had a standoff with federal officials and prison guards and the Marines. Even they had to call in the Marines, and eventually they were like,
Sounds like
caught,
it should have been a
obviously.
movie, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was. It's just
Escape from
movies that we haven't
Alcatraz?
seen.
Okay. 19 past the hour. Coming up next, we'll talk to Pam Jahnke, the farm babe, about Kentucky Derby stuff.
Yep.
You there still?
I am.
Oh, okay, cool. Pam's on.
All right. Hi, Pam.
Good
Morning,
morning.
guys. I loaded you up. so that we don't have to think twice today or Monday.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Monday's reference in there too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the pictures of the burgers that you include, making me hungry.
Well, and I thought about that after kind of later in the morning. I didn't realize they had sent them along, but it helps understand that beer cheese one that we'll be talking about on Monday.
I didn't know that they burned out the inside of these bourbon barrels. Did they do that?
Oh, yeah.
Is that how they seal them up?
That's part of the flavor.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Wow.
And what I learned, so when I was out on vacation, I was down on the Bourbon Trail with some friends in Kentucky, and what I learned is when they get done using those burned out barrels in U.S. bourbon making, they ship them to Ireland.
Wow.
They ship them.
Why is that?
Because Ireland makes a different kind of think about Jameson and that kind of stuff. They use the barrels after we've used them, and because they've already been soaked in bourbon, they bring a little different flavor to them over there.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right.
30 seconds.
Hats, bourbon.
Savoy truffle. What am I looking for here?
Right.
Kentucky, over old Kentucky on the Derby day, they let him run. They let the big horse run. These Mrs. Tweedy saw him on the TV, send him out to run in the California sun and let him run.
WMDX 92.7. John and Gordy in the morning, and please explain the song.
This is called Let the Big Horse Run.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow.
Is that Waylon, or who is that?
This is Jon Stewart.
Okay.
Probably.
From the Daily Show.
Yeah, that
okay.
Jon Stewart.
No, it's a different Jon Stewart. 23 past the hour, cloudy skies, 46 degrees, highs in the mid to upper 50s today. Time for us to welcome in Pam Jahnke. Good morning, Pam.
Hello, Phyllis. How you doing on a Friday?
We're doing
fabulous.
good.
Yes.
We're happy that it's a Friday, and we're happy that Kentucky Derby is taking place tomorrow. Big day.
Yep.
Everybody gets together for the Kentucky Derby.
What's the Wisconsin connection to the Kentucky
Well,
Derby?
there's actually a couple, and what I think is most interesting is that Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, so remember that's the organization that is funded by our dairy farm families all across the state. They've dedicated some funds to try to catch attention during the Kentucky Derby before and after. So what they did in advance is commission and work with Milner, that's a hat maker. Her name is Christine Moore, and she is the one that partners with the Kentucky Derby to put together all those beautiful hats and bonnets that you see people wearing. Because now, honestly, it is about the horses, of course, but it's also turned into a real fashion statement. I think a lot of us remember Aaron Rodgers and all the Packers going down there, and everybody was bedazzled and all dressed up. So it's turned into an interesting mix of the horses and the fashion. So Wisconsin's trying to capitalize on that. They call it the Rhines and Roses collection of hats. And what you'll notice if you jump on WisconsinCheese.com and go to the Rhines and Roses collection is every one of the hats features proudly Wisconsin cheese. Now, obviously not real cheese, but boy, I sent you guys pictures. You've really got to look close to realize that it isn't real cheese. And they are just fabulous in brilliant colors. They've got a red, kind of a deep pink, a hot pink, and then a white that is supposed to represent the different phases of the Derby. And all the money that's raised, people can buy these hats, and all the money that's raised is going to be dedicated to nonprofits in Kentucky on behalf of the dairy farmers. But it's just really, really cool. They'll be at the Brown Hotel in downtown Louisville for some of the festivities. They've been greeting people at the airport in Louisville with the Wisconsin cheese cart. And like I said, really trying to draw attention to the culinary element that Wisconsin cheese brings to all the celebrations down all around the Kentucky Derby. And by the way, I hear it's going to rain, so I don't know what those bonnets are going to look like or what those hats are going to look like by the time they get done. But given the price that I saw, they better protect them.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, they're pricey hats and bonnets. That's for sure.
And
So,
bourbon is a big deal. As well.
Right.
What do you got for the? You sent a few pictures and a video of a bourbon barrel burning out.
it was kind of cool.
Well, so I guess Kentucky is known for bourbon, the Bourbon Trail. A lot of people make that trip down there for that experience. And what we need to remind people is Wisconsin is now into making bourbon and rye, and there's some right around our area. So, for example, this weekend, J. Henry in Dane is going to be having a derby party featuring their bourbon. That's all kind of with Wisconsin grains, and they have a big derby event inviting all their friends and neighbors to come on out and get dressed up and enjoy and pretend, if you will, that you are on the track as well. And then, of course, Wollersheim and Prairie du Sac, they're into the spirit business as well. And I know that this weekend at their location in Prairie du Sac, they're going to be featuring their spirits in mint juleps. And so, like I said, there is a Wisconsin connection that you can find almost all the way around. The other one that I was going to toss out if we had a couple minutes is what happens after the race. And I'm not talking about, getting home after the bourbon or, salvaging the hat. What happens with these horses after they've run? When I was in Kentucky on my vacation, I found a place called Old Friends, and it literally is kind of a retirement home for some of these racing thoroughbreds. While I was there, I saw Big Brown. Big Brown was a horse that won the Kentucky Derby not too many years ago. Well, maybe now it was many years ago, but he was funded by a bunch of UPS drivers that decided to get in. The oldest living Kentucky Derby winner, Silver Charm, also still alive in his 30s at Old Friends. So,
that's great.
Like I said, just something for people to know all the different stories, backstories. It's not just about the track and what's happening with the race, but there's so many other stories that are going to be going on for the 151st Running of the Roses coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, big times there tomorrow. Talking with Pam Jahnke here from the Midwest Farm Report. Just a minute or so left here, Pam. We want to mention that, and we'll have more on this in future reports, but May is Beef Month in Wisconsin, right?
Boy.
Yeah?
Yeah, that a boy. And it makes sense when you're going to start the grilling, as some of us have already. So, on Monday we're going to talk a little bit about what the Wisconsin Beef Council is doing to amplify the message of beef in Wisconsin. And, in fact, I'll give you a hint. If you're going to be fueling up your vehicle this weekend, you might see one of those early messages. I'll leave it at that, and we can continue the conversation on Monday, all right?
All right,
Okay.
definitely do
when
that.
You're fueling up. Okay, I think I may have an idea what that.
You mean
that's
the ads
about.
that you see at the pump?
Ads,
Okay.
You see some of those gas pumps that are around Wisconsin?
One thing that occurred to me about the bourbon thing is that these barrels are being used for aging maple syrup, all different kinds of products.
It's wild. Yeah.
So there's quite an afterlife for bourbon barrels.
Pam Jahnke, thank
Pam,
you so
thanks.
much. Have a great weekend.
All right.
Talk to you next week. It's Pam Jahnke from the Midwest Farm Report, which is coming up next. Everything about food and farm right around the corner. Idiocracy is also coming up.
It is coming up.
In our next hour, we hope to talk to Julie Hines from Magic 98, and Rökker is here with the Max Inc. preview. Stay with us.
But let him run. Oh, let the big horse run.
Pam, are you still there?
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down, until humanity was incapable of solving even its most basic problems.
This is grade A weapons grade stupidity.
Just doing my civic duty, sir.
We can duck and cover. There's a fallout shelter right there.
There's no way to survive this, you idiot!
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
You know, it's hard listening to a lot of this stuff, and of course, I pick through and take the best of the best and the worst.
Yes.
And it's the stuff,
Present it to
it's
us.
the rejects that I wish in some way I could bring that to you as well, but I guess we'll just have to settle for what we get here on Idiocracy.
We just need to hold everybody's hand through these troubling times.
That's pretty much it.
We'll all make it through together. It is 6:36. It's cloudy, 46 degrees, highs in the mid to upper 50s today. This portion of John and Gordy in the Morning is brought to you by our friends, a new sponsor, John, Madison Hearing Aid Center. They are located at 4706 Cottage Grove Road in You were there the other day, right?
I was there. I got fitted for a hearing aid. Because it's a pretty cool thing now. A lot of people are wearing earwear to listen to their music, their podcasts. And now you get a chance to do it by wearing a hearing aid for those who are a little bit older or have some hearing difficulty.
Right.
So, I mean, it is really cool. And what these things can do now, these hearing aids, the capability is just fantastic. Miniaturized, everything is in there now, Bluetooth, the whole thing, and it can adjust with AI for your environment.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go there as well because I've had some hearing problems at times. And Madison Hearing Aid Center, they provide fast and flexible appointments. You got in there right away, practically, right?
Yeah.
They're family-owned, community-focused. They've been around for 67 years. It's been in the family, individualized care, not one size fits all. Insurance accepted, no hassles. They emphasize convenience over complexity, and they help people and change their lives. So you've had the hearing aids now for, what, less than a week, right?
Yes, about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Getting used to them? And
I am.
adjusting?
I'm going to get a haircut, and it'll make it a little easier to put them in. I'm trying to go around the hair, you know.
Well, that's not their problem. You got to do that on your own. They don't provide haircuts.
I know.
At the Madison
maybe
Hearing
they
Aid
should.
Center.
Hey, there's something.
Could do it. Take care of your issues. Just go to MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. You'll find out a lot more information. That's MadisonHearingAidCenter.com, located at 4706 Cottage Grove Road, Suite 100 in Madison.
Yeah, it's right on the corner. It's a big building. It looks like an old bank. But it's a huge building, and they've just moved in there. So it looks fantastic. Great place to go, and no pressure, no hype. They tell you like it is, and I just, I learned so much from just going in, and they test your hearing. It's wonderful.
They take you right through the process. That's MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. Okay, let's get into Idiocracy.
All right, let's get into Idiocracy. We have a cut. We're going to start off here. It is the Trump 100-day summation by Jon Stewart, I believe. Okay. So if we can, let's listen to cut 274. Is that on my outline? I'm just,
here we go again. What is it with you and the numbers lately?
I'm just wondering if 274 is right there on the outline. It's right there. It's right there.
It is. I see it.
All right. So we are all set to go. Look, we had trouble yesterday. It was my fault.
Okay. You're owning up to it.
I could not read the numbers.
Really?
I don't know what was wrong. Maybe
you need to get your eyes checked.
You need hearing aids. You got to get your glasses.
I got to get my Well, I've been getting reminders from my optician to get examined again. But anyway, let's check this out.
Even areas that Trump promised slam dunk progress have abjectly failed.
I will settle the war in Ukraine.
I will have that war settled in 1 day, 24 hours.
I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other.
Why are you giving away the secret plan? That's the kind of top secret classified strategy you only divulge on Signal group chats. I'll talk to one, I'll talk to the other. But clearly, wait, 24 hours has passed and no end. So what happened?
President Trump now claiming he was exaggerating with his campaign promises to end the war in Ukraine on day one.
The president said, obviously people know that when I said that, it was said in jest.
What? I'm a little shocked Trump couldn't get it done, given his Solomon-like peace plan.
Putin would maintain control of the territory he's taken since invading more than 3 years ago.
Crimea will stay with Russia.
The president said today the U.S. will make no security guarantees to Ukraine.
Russia, who invaded a sovereign nation, gets everything that they wanted, and in return, Ukraine gets to give it to them. Here's the kicker. After saying to Russia, well, what if we divide it where you get everything, Putin just kept bombing. And Trump is now reduced from the world's greatest negotiator to, oh, come on.
President Trump called on Russia to stop missile strikes on Ukraine and made a rare personal rebuke of Putin, saying, Vladimir, stop.
It's in all caps, Vladdy. The commander-in-chief of the world's most powerful army, with the nuclear briefcase on one side, the direct red phone to Moscow on the other, decided the best way to demonstrate the seriousness in which he took this heinous bombing was to open off-brand Twitter and all caps, stop. Concerned face, bicep, party hat, eggplant, skull. And you'd be surprised to know that stop didn't work. But maybe it's not fair to judge Trump's negotiating skills based on the Ukraine war. He didn't start that war. We all know Ukraine did. By wearing that province. You knew what you were doing, Ukraine!
Beautiful stuff. And we have another segment, maybe today, maybe next week. But while we're still in last month, I believe that's from last month, cue up 249 if you can. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. The whole point of a town hall is usually, have a back and forth.
Yeah, a little give and take.
With your constituents, right? Well, Marjorie doesn't believe in that. She redefined it recently, and her willing cultists had no objections whatsoever. So let's listen to of course, the State of the Union is the time that she feels like she needs to disrupt the president,
right?
But no one can disrupt her at these minor little town halls that she has. Let's listen to this.
Well, welcome everyone. Thank you to our great police officers. This is a town hall. This is not a political rally. This is not a protest. If you stand up and want to protest,
yes.
If you want to shout and chant, we will have you removed just like that man was thrown out. We will not tolerate it. This is, let me tell you, this is funded. The Democrats have been rioting. They are the party of Violence. They are the party that... Go. If you want to sit and listen, you're welcome to listen. Everyone across the aisle. Democrats, Independents, Republicans. This is a good place. You have a lot to learn.
That's right. So listen.
Starting out with a lecture.
You're going to a town hall to, just exchange ideas. But in hers, you have to sit there and just listen.
Just keep washing that brain.
Yeah, absolutely. My God. What's wrong with these people? They're horrible. Didn't Trump the other day say, I run the country and the world?
Yes. That was a direct quote. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll have to try and get that's the king of the world.
That
man.
got some attention,
yeah. Well, we're trying to make the country better. That's the whole point here. And Trump has a budget draft that ends the program Narcan. Can you believe this?
What?
Yes. For addict users, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the opioid overdose reversal medication, Narcan, saves hundreds of thousands of lives a year and is praised by health experts for the drop in opioid-related deaths. But Trump plans to terminate a $56 million annual grant program that distributes doses and trains emergency responders in communities because that will make America great.
What is he thinking?
I don't know. This is dangerous stuff. But if you thought that was dangerous, well, how about this? Trump plans to cut Meals on Wheels. All right. So service for people with disabilities and older Americans. It's being dismantled. Trump's quest to end what he termed illegal and immoral discrimination programs, cracking down on federal efforts to improve accessibility and representation for those with disabilities. He has never been a fan of people with disabilities.
This is unbelievable. For a while, for a few years, I worked for ADRC.
Yes.
Aging Disability Resource Center, and we were a part of, or we helped out with Meals on Wheels from time to time. It's an amazingly great program, and it helps out people who really need the help.
Yeah.
Disability patients, as you mentioned, and also elderly folks, and they depend on that. On those Meals on Wheels. I can't believe they're going to cut that.
Well, there's a reason for it, because they put in keywords in AI, and it comes up with all these programs that have these keywords. And when that happens, well, then you have to ban that program. Like I said, the agency flagged the words accessible and disability.
Yeah, there you go.
Why they would put the word disability in, I don't know. Of course, he never liked them. Remember the reporter?
Yeah, he was mocking the reporter in one of his speeches. Yes.
Maybe their grand plan is to resurrect Schwans. Bring back Schwans so people can get their food delivered to them frozen in a big truck.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they're still out there.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I thought they went out of business.
No.
They
They're
have a distribution center up in Sauk City.
Oh, yeah.
No
or
kidding.
Prairie du Sac. Yeah.
Yeah. But people with disabilities or have accessibility problems, they're a problem. Certain research studies are no longer being funded, and many government health employees specializing in disability issues have been fired. So we don't need them anymore. America's already great. It started off 2016, 2017, and we're still trying to make it better, I guess. I came across this post just a few moments ago.
Yeah.
It has a little graphic that says, last weekend, the National Cancer Institute had 28 scientific advisors, and it has a picture of all of them.
Yeah.
And at the bottom, it says, today, it has 0.
You're kidding.
No. And, of course, they wrote here, they said, how is this making America great? That's a damn good question, isn't it?
Phone lines are open, 608-879-8255. We're also taking your texts. We're getting a number of them in. Doug texted in a little while ago. We're talking about, we're going to have some local celebrities join us from time to time. In fact, we have Julie Hines from Magic 98. We hope to be talking to her in our next hour here.
Yeah.
But Doug says, being celebrities, when you guys attend public events, are guests advised to not make eye contact with you? I don't think that's part of the rules.
No, that's not it.
Pretty sure that's not it. And he also, he's got another one there about tariffs. We'll get to those in a moment.
We'll get that.
Got a lot more coming up. Also, Rocker in our next hour with a Max Inc. preview. It's all coming up on John and Gordy in the Morning on WMDX.
More Idiocracy coming up.
Yep.
WF 92.7.
652.
It's John Lennon.
Yes, it is. And the rest of the Beatles in there as well.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know all.
Yeah. Okay. It's cloudy, 46 degrees. Highs around 57 for today. This portion of the show being brought to you by our friends at Verlo Mattress of Madison. One thing, John, remains constant since they opened their doors back in 1958. You know what that is?
The versatile bed frame?
Well, yes, that's true. I don't know if they had those back in 1958, but they did have bed frames.
They did. They at least had that, I know.
Verlo is still direct to consumer. That's what's been happening since 1958, and they provide superior products at unbeatable prices. You can check them out right here in Madison on the east side or the west side, or go to verlo.com for more information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, everybody's talking about this. It really hit the fan.
What?
And one of these days we'll be able to say the S word on the air. Until then, we'll just get by.
Okay.
All right. It's Donnie Two Dolls.
Oh, boy.
That's what they're calling him now.
This is really taking off.
Oddly, Trump went after girls' toys. Why didn't he go after boys' toys? Kind of interesting. Maybe they're after girls and women as well. Well, anyway, it's basically Trump's war on Christmas, because this is going to affect the toy prices at Christmas.
That's
and
right.
I've always said, and I this is true. Freedom, as defined by the megas, means the freedom to buy things. Really, freedom doesn't mean anything else to these people at all. It is the freedom to buy things. If you remember the pigtail lights, right? The fluorescent light bulbs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They wanted to keep buying those, even though they cost a lot of money and they burned out right away, and you couldn't break them because it released dangerous gas into the atmosphere.
But they liked them.
But they liked big gulps. They liked gas stoves, which they said was banned, but weren't really. They were just, prevented from seeping a lot of gas into your apartment or home.
And they wanted better shower heads, too.
Yeah, they wanted better shower heads.
Go back to the old.
Less efficient dishwashers. and they, by the way, they wanted diapers that they could wear on the outside of their clothing to send a little tribute to Trump and his diaper problem. So anyway, the New York Post headline really hit the fan, and that was Trump is serving up skimp on the Barbies.
What?
Skimp on the Barbies.
What is that?
We're talking about the dolls, right?
Oh, yeah. You made that comment about...
Yeah, let's listen to the comment. We have it right here. Let's listen to the classic Trump line now.
All right.
Somebody said, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have 2 dolls instead of 30 dolls, And maybe the 2 dolls will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But we're not talking about something that we have to go out of our way.
Yeah, you don't have to go out of your way trying to make prices lower for kids at Christmas.
So this Donnie Two Dolls thing is taken off now.
It is. That is his new nickname, I think.
Yeah.
Donnie Two Dolls.
Yeah.
And
we're
by the
already
way,
seeing those at protests now. All the signs are already coming out.
That's right. And the name is kind of a reference to like a Don, Mafia Don. So it's Donnie Two Dolls.
Yes.
Pretty mean.
Very Sopranos-like.
Here's a comment. You'll have less, and it will cost more, is the new pitch.
I wonder if this applies to voodoo dolls, too, if this is an attempt to crack down on the folks who have voodoo dolls.
Well, that's what I have next here. Because it says, because dolls are all we get from China. And so they're trying to come up with new voodoo dolls with all these pins. And I thought they were pin cushions. My wife showed me the darn dolls. I said, oh, well, these are Trump pin cushions, right? Oh, no, they're dolls. They're voodoo dolls. And people are, and then I was scrolling a little bit on that story about the voodoo dolls. And one person offered up a Cheeto with pins in it.
Really?
Well, that worked for me. Yeah, that's where I ended that thing. Anyway, I just bought a whole bag of Cheetos. 2 bags. They have these gigantic bags. Every once in a while, they get these gigantic bags of Cheetos in at my favorite home, my second home, Costco.
Yeah. Right.
And they finally had them again, and I'm buying them up. My kids love the treat of Cheetos every once in a while, but now with pins in it, I wouldn't advise eating them.
Becoming a thing. This Donnie Two Dolls thing, though,
Yes.
it's really taking off. I saw Lawrence O'Donnell last night talking about it, and he had it the night before, and he mentioned that phrase.
He
and then the
coined
next
it,
day, it was on the on the headlines of the newspaper, the New York Post.
Yep.
Which is
skimp on the Barbies.
Yes, exactly. Just like you were talking about. But it's really taking off now.
It really is.
This one's going to stick. The Donnie Two Dolls.
But other people are saying,
instead of getting $30 for Christmas, $2. For
Christmas. They're turning it around on them, saying that now this is Trump's war on Christmas.
Right?
What were you going to say, Sam?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, who gets $30 for Christmas anyway?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I don't know.
Because he doesn't.
He's so out of touch.
He doesn't know how to give gifts to people. That's why. $30. Why would he even say that? It doesn't make any sense. But that's why everybody's taking off on this. Now let's go. Doug in St. Francis texted us here, and he had an interesting observation, and that is,
roll back down.
Wow.
There you go.
Here it is.
There it is. Yeah.
I know people are concerned about the effects of tariffs, but relax. Your favorite toy, the Slinky, is manufactured in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. The iconic toy has been made there since the mid-'60s. Let's hear what that sounds like back in the 60s.
I love the Slinky. It's still around. Yeah.
There's lots of fun for everyone, a caterpillar that's who. To run and play and wiggle all day, a caterpillar is for you. A slinky train will entertain the bravest engineer. Goes up and down and all around, follows you everywhere. Slinkies, they're slinkies, for fun of the best of the toys.
We've got more coming up. We've got the big story coming up next hour.
Also, Julie Hines from Magic 98 is going to stop by. And Rökker with a Max Inc. preview. Stay with us for more of John and Gordy.
A slinky toy will run and play all day.
We got a new act. It's phenomenal. It's sensational. It's terrific. It's even mediocre.
No, it's disgusting. It's a ploy.
What a ass.
You have a pretty fun show. I listen to it most of the time, you know. Keep up the good work.
God, I love you. Get the hell off the stage.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good.
Good morning, John and Gordy.
Good morning, John and Gordy.
Good morning, John and Gordy.
Good morning.
Yeah, man.
7:06, cloudy, a little bit of sunshine trying to break through. 46 degrees, highs in the mid to upper 50s for today. A little bit later on, in about a half hour, a rocker with a maxing preview, local music around the area, and also our special guest. We'll be talking to hopefully Julie Hines. From Magic 98.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
She and Catherine went out partying, so.
Oh, really?
They may not make it, and I would assume they won't be here.
I think
so
they're probably on the way right now listening to you and screaming at the radio. This portion of John and Gordy in the Morning is brought to you by our friends at the Madison Hearing Aid Center. Our new sponsor, and John, you went there the other day. They're at 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison, and they emphasize they are family-owned. You know, they've been around for 67 years, and they've built trust with all of their customers. They offer personal, expert hearing care at reasonable prices, and they are fast and flexible with their appointments.
Yeah.
So other places you go, sometimes you have to wait for months. They can get customers in within a week or less. Insurance is accepted, no hassles, convenience over complexity. They are located in an accessible setting. They offer stress-free alternatives to big hospital visits. They're helping people change their lives. It's the Madison Hearing Aid Center. You can go to MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. They are on Cottage Grove Road, 4706 Cottage Grove in Madison.
All right. We've got a cut here from The Daily Show. It's really up to date. As you know, yesterday, Mike Waltz was waltzed out of his
did the
job.
Texas two-step. Well, he went out one door and into another.
Another door. And I thought,
just changed
well, this is amazing. The Daily Show actually had this thing posted. I thought, what the heck? Let's play that right now. And this is how it unfolded.
Okay. Here we go.
Not everyone is having fun during this celebration week.
We begin with breaking news. Sources are confirming to Fox News that National Security Advisor Mike Waltz is out.
Waltz has been in a precarious position with the president after he accidentally added a reporter to a group chat about upcoming military strikes.
Damn. What a shame for Mike Waltz. And to Donald Trump's credit, he realizes he can't have a guy this incompetent working for his administration. He's got to go.
Yeah.
This is CNN Breaking News.
President Trump just announcing moments ago that he will be nominating his current national security advisor, Michael Waltz, to be the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
Yeah. Like I was saying, he's got to go to the United Nations to represent the entire country on a global stage. Congrats, Mike. You've earned it, I guess. Well, look. I don't know. This seems like pure chaos to me, but I'm sure this administration has been carefully planning the whole reorganization for days, as the State Department spokesperson will make clear here.
The president has just written on Truth Social that Mike Waltz is going to become the new U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
Well, there you go. Fabulous.
And in addition to that, he says that in the interim, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will serve as national security advisor while continuing his strong leadership at the State Department. Do you know how long he's going to be serving in both roles?
It is clear that I just heard this from you.
You know what? Why don't you come up here and I'll ask you some questions, okay? By the way, if it sounds crazy that Marco Rubio has two separate jobs, that's actually only half of his jobs.
Marco Rubio is very busy right now. Our own David Gura reminding us that he's right now Secretary of State, Interim National Security Advisor, Acting Administrator of USAID, and also Acting Archivist for the United States. That's a lot of work. Those are a lot of jobs.
Yeah, and I don't know how you balance working 4 jobs all at the same time, but I'm going to guess it probably involves doing a job.
Oh, man. I would imagine so, yeah. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Up to date and on the cutting edge as the Daily Show actually is. But,
that's right. Phone lines are open, 608-879-8255. You can call us or text us. Dick is on the line this morning with something to offer. Good morning, Dick. Go ahead.
Morning. So Otis Hegstead has survived again.
Otis.
But at least Otis was a nice drunk, you know? But what amazes me, again, I started thinking about how hypocritical these Republicans are. You remember when Lloyd Austin took a few days off for cancer treatment?
Yes.
And they went nuts. Yeah. They went totally nuts. Now, I was enlightened on how we'll know when Hegstead is leaving. The Budweiser Brewery in St. Louis, from time to time, there's a big white plume that comes out. And then when that happens, he'll be taking his job there.
Yes, just like the Pope's thing in the Vatican.
Yeah. Oh, God.
That's good, Dick.
I appreciate it, Dick. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thanks for that call.
And we had a text here. This is Steve Clements, Sun Prairie. He writes, I've been listening to various media trying to match the president with an appropriate villain. I've seen that as well. I've heard that Scrooge and
what was the other one?
It's supposed to be the Grinch, not
and
Grinch.
Grinch. That's right, the Grinch. But I haven't heard Burgermeister Burger.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, it is. That's a good one.
Thank you, Steve, for that text.
That was good.
You can text us on the Civic Media app anytime. Download it. It's free. Text us or call us.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I've got an interesting point of view. This is from New York University professor Scott Galloway on the absolute corruption of the Trump administration. This is just an unbelievable. He really tells it like it is. So let's play this cut.
Ever seen anything like this offer of a private dinner with the President of the United States for investors, the top investors in a meme coin? Essentially, if you buy enough meme coins, you get access. I mean, is this not pay to play?
What's interesting here is not the 220 people that are going to show up at this, but the people who don't, because I think the potential here for grift is just unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this. And this meme coin has a market cap of now $2.5 billion. He owns 80% of it. So in the 3 months since the inauguration, the president has increased his wealth approximately $175 million a week, I believe, or $700 million a month. We've never seen anything like this, Anderson. And let's look at the timing.
Yeah.
Essentially, he announced his meme coin, which I would argue is the biggest grift that the Oval Office has ever attempted. He announced it late Friday night before the Monday of his inauguration when there was a ton of other news such that it would be buried. But what's extraordinary about this is that when you think about the possibilities here, Putin is losing or is spending $500 million to $1 billion a day on the war in Ukraine. Wouldn't he be stupid not to communicate to the president, hey, I'll give you a month's worth of expenditures, say $15 billion. And if I put that all into the meme coin, I'm likely to take the value to 30, 50, or $60 billion. And I'm going to make you the wealthiest man in the world. And by the way, in unrelated news, could you please pull your support for Ukraine? Just the potential for that type of grift is extraordinary. And I think what this signifies is a lot of people have argued correctly with some veracity that America's been for sale for a long time. There's a lot of corruption in Washington, but we've never had the world for sale before. Just the potential here for corruption on a geopolitical global scale we've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, that's it.
It's breathtaking.
It's on the White House website.
Yeah.
You can buy crypto coins or meme coins, whatever they are. You know, we could buy it. You know, we could.
Yeah.
Oh, let's John and Gordy.
We could influence Trump.
Let's pass the hat around the office. See how much we could get together and buy ourselves a coin or two.
Oh, okay, I'm dreaming.
Would that be good?
I must be.
Maybe we should.
Dreaming.
I don't know. It might be a good insurance policy to keep us on the air.
But it's a huge grift, and it's right there, and the megas don't care. This is just fine with them, right?
It really is the biggest scandal out there, and it's really just coming to people's attention.
And it's because of the fire hose of BS that's coming out of the White House. Everything is out there. We've got Elon, being shuffled out so he could bring Tesla back. That ain't going to bring Tesla back. As long as his name is associated with Tesla, ain't going to work.
Right?
I've got big news for them, all right?
Oh.
So that's something you really got to think about, all right?
That's it. Yeah. 16 past the hour. Yeah. Oh, wait, look who just walked in here.
Oh, my God. What the heck?
It's Julie Hines and Catherine Lake. Oh, my. Hang on. Hi, Julie. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Come on over here.
While.
Grab a microphone.
Oh, my gosh. If everybody could just see us, they came in naked.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
What are you talking about? Julie Hines from Magic 98. Where are the headphones?
Right. Magic 98.
Catherine says, Julie, headphones. I know, Catherine.
She's been in radio before.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Familiar radio voice.
We've got just a couple of minutes here to introduce Julie Hines of Magic 98 fame in the late 80s and 90s. How long were you at Magic 98? Can you add it up all together?
I think around 20 years.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. Well, thanks for coming in this morning.
Hi, guys.
You're just in town for a couple of days. We appreciate you taking some time.
Born and raised in Madison. She's been here all her life.
Yes, I think I was created here, too. I think my parents had a nice night.
Yeah.
And that started.
It started a whole
Went to Randall and... Yeah.
Well, we used to work together at WILV, which eventually became WOLX.
Okay.
But up at the top of the Pyar Square building, which is now no longer there, but that was many years ago. That was in the mid-'80s, I think, 85,
I think
86.
we went out for beers at Babes when it was on Whitney Way and Odana Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Babes. I was just trying to think of the other shops, the other places. Like, remember Bogies?
Yes.
Bogies.
Oh,
Yes.
sure. Bogies, sure.
That was big, yeah.
Right? It was big.
It was like really big.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you were on Magic 98, and you were the top personality in town.
Really?
At that time. Yes. You don't remember this?
Somebody else has to say it because she won't say it. But yeah, she's the magic.
She
She's the magic.
Yeah, you were the voice of Magic 98. For a while, of course, it was Bill Vansel. He was doing voice tracks for the automation, which was Magic 98 at the time. So it was all on reels.
Wow.
It wasn't live, and then they went live.
Yeah.
So what do you do nowadays?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I am a professor.
Dr. Julie Hines, thank you very much.
I did get my PhD. Yeah, I got my master's and my PhD here in while I was going.
Well, I can't believe that you got out of radio just to have a master's degree
in communications. I mean, right? And what else?
It's called being in a bad marriage.
You need something to do.
I'm going to go to classes. I'm going to classes. That's what's happening.
There's a positive side to all of that, I guess.
Where do you live?
Our producer's becoming a teacher.
Yeah, that's right.
Producer Sam.
Are you going for your master's?
Eventually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
History.
Just going to become a high school teacher for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not just.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
When I have to deal with my freshmen, I'm like, how do high school people do that? Wow, good for you. Bravo.
Yeah, thanks.
Good.
And where do you make your home now, Julie?
Oh, I'm in Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Loving
place.
it.
Okay.
Totally didn't pack right for coming here.
No?
It's like she forgot. I totally forgot.
Yes, it is a little cooler.
Okay.
A little.
Well, we're going to get more information here from Julie Hines, formerly of Magic 98. When we come back, we'll check the weather with Brittany Merlot. It's all coming up on John and Gordy in the morning. Julie, it's so good to see you.
Yay.
Play the Pina Coladas out there.
Oh, yeah.
You can't resist the sound of the driving.
Morning, Brittany.
Good morning.
John and Gordy are reminiscing with an old radio friend back in town.
Oh, that's cute.
What? Well, you guys, I didn't want to interrupt you guys there.
Hey, Brittany, we're going to keep it a little short today, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, thank you.
What's that?
Isn't it unbelievable?
Yeah.
Is this the best ever? I know. We got to talk about that. We'll talk about that, okay? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'd like to install a window that opens up so we could yell at people in the morning. Throw a microphone down there. Hey,
we're cranky old guys.
Dangle the wire down.
Yeah.
What's 30 seconds.
Right.
Oh, so you guys, this is just lovely that you two are together.
Well,
I mean, it's really nice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
15
often
seconds.
See, I was telling Gordy last night, I saw you more like you were usually with somebody.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of either in past.
I was tired of my lady. We'd been together.
WMTX 92.7, John and Gordy in the morning. And we've got a very special guest in the studio, too. Of course, Catherine's here as well, but,
she's here all the time.
Yeah, she's all the time.
Whatever, she's
Julie
here all
Hines
the
is
time.
here.
Yeah, it's not special. What about if I come here every day? You'll feel the same way.
Well, probably. You'll have to text us nasty little comments throughout our show, just so
Just
we
to be
stay
like me.
alert.
We were playing the Pina Colada
Yeah.
song to make you feel at home, like you were at Magic 98 again. 'cause
Wow.
they
Julie
played
Hines,
that song
that
to
famous
death.
pipes.
Do you know? Actually, I worked at a station in New York for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just when I was living there, and I occasionally would do this. I go Magic 98, and I went, dang.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
God, I loved working at that place.
Yeah.
Loved it. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out more in a moment.
I used to do that as well.
Yeah.
When we're out at MAD,
Yeah.
I used to say WIP.
you really?
That for so many years. Every once in a while, it would just pop out. Yeah.
Hey, we need to get a quick weather check here with our friend Brittany
yes.
Merlot, our chief meteorologist. Good morning, Brittany.
Good
How are
morning.
you today?
Good.
Hi.
I was going to say, what happens if I accidentally say it's going to be sunny all weekend and then it rains? Can I get away with it too?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
We'll
get
give
away
you a
with it.
break this time.
We'll give you that. So,
Okay, because it may happen.
Oh.
This is where I need my
Yeah.
little pass, okay? All right.
All right.
So we're looking
we got
at
a
today.
beautiful day going so far.
Yeah, it's a little cloudy,
Good.
but it's going to be a little on the cool side today, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
You tell us.
Unfortunately, right now, we're only going to hit highs in the mid 50s today. Mostly cloudy skies for most of the day, and we have some scattered showers pushing back in the afternoon and maybe again in the evening. Nothing major, nothing like yesterday. And of course, as we go through tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Highs still in the mid 50s. We hold on to the mid 50s for Sunday too, and it's supposed to be sunny. But this is where we have chances for maybe some sprinkles moving back in Sunday night and into Monday. Or it could be completely sunny. We've got this low pressure that wants to stall and build and move backwards. And if it does so, that's going to bring those rain chances back. If it doesn't, all dry and sunshine and good weather this weekend.
Well, we
Well,
know
that's
that the
good
bad
news.
weather always avoids Madison somehow. We don't know why, but it just does.
Yeah.
It's like a bubble.
You know, Brittany, I don't know you. My name's Julie Hines.
Hi,
How are
Julie.
you?
Sorry, I should have introduced you.
No, you didn't need
Yes.
to, but my gosh, you have a lovely cadence and voice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
see?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, she's a professor of communications.
Oh, my gosh.
Brittany.
Yes.
After
That's a
being
huge
many
compliment
years here
then.
in Madison on the radio, and she was in Chicago.
That adds weight to
Oh,
what she
yeah.
just said to you.
Yes.
I'm from Chicago, so that's cool.
Oh, really?
wow.
Where in Chicago?
Suburb, Naperville area.
Okie dokie. That
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Naperville count?
Yeah,
It does
Naperville.
count. It does count.
I grew up in Wheaton, Warrenville area. So
Wheaton.
Wheaton. Well, Brittany, thank you so much. We'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you on Monday. You have a great weekend.
Yeah.
And, we
too.
appreciate it. That's our WMDX
take care.
meteorologist, Brittany Merlot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Julie?
we were,
Yes.
we were talking, off the air here, and you noticed the fantastic WMDX weather window. You could look out
It's
on
fantastic.
Isn't
What a
this
view,
the
huh?
best view, the best position best place for a radio station.
Right across from the
Right
Overture.
here.
Yeah.
Because normally when you're in a radio station, you're in like this box.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I used to put pictures up of people.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
just
Yeah. Yeah. Just to feel like
somebody's there. Right?
yeah, this is fantastic. We're right on State Street. and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just, you can people watch majorly. I just saw a couple kissing over there.
Oh,
It was
you
kinda-
did?
Really?
Okay,
Wow,
maybe
I
my
missed that.
eyes just go to different things.
Well,
It was really sweet. They were hugging.
I
and-
know those were two leaf blower guys. They've really gotten to know each other.
We see them every morning attempting to blow leaves that aren't there. We feel for them because all the leaves have gone.
They're here.
They're out
year-round.
every morning. Yeah.
Slowly, they've gotten closer with their leaf blowers. They don't even care that they don't have ear things on. They're just like, hey.
Yeah.
That was it.
I love it. So let's talk about your time with Magic. Now, what are your memories of some of the fun stuff that you used to get into with Magic 98?
Like with listeners.
Yeah.
Always the listeners.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. Funny. Just calling up and just. I love putting listeners on the air. Hello.
Rocker just walked in the
Rocker just
studio.
walked in. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot I'm in radio. Just funny, and you got the station allowed, at least for me, to be able to feel this kind of wonderful sisterhood, brotherhood with people that just had regular stuff going on. There was a guy that was a PI. I don't know why I'm whispering, but because
Private
he's,
investigator
because he's a
sometime?
because he's a PI, and he couldn't. He said, I can't be on the air, and I don't even know if he was, but I fell for it for like 10 years, and he's like, yeah, today, and I don't know. I didn't feel like I've ever told anyone this.
Wait,
But-
he's a listener calling in?
yeah,
or
he's a
is
listener, and I go, what are you staking right now? And he goes, oh, this couple. They just, I go, okay. Well, tell me if you get any good photo. And I'm like, now I look back at it and I go,
That's
surely
great.
that was probably wrong.
Yes.
Stalker or some kind. Yeah.
No, he was really.
No, just he shouldn't have been telling you all
Yeah, I
of
know,
this
I was
stuff.
like,
This is confidential information.
He's maybe not a really good PI. And
No.
I just fell for it. Oh,
Yeah.
That's funny
yeah.
stuff.
I don't know why I shared that, but wonderful. Remember a lot of women.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
going
that's
through
interesting.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
just
That's
talking.
great. Yeah. You related to
Oh,
that audience. That's,
yeah.
that's fantastic.
And funny.
Who else
Yeah.
was on the air around the time that you were there at Magic?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was going to say the time that Shirley Jones stopped by.
Oh.
From the Partridge
From
Family.
the Partridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that was so exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We
Oh,
talk-
so, we had a time like that with Eddie Haskell. He showed up.
Eddie
on
No
the
Haskell
way.
did. Yeah, we
Out
had
in
him
Sun
on the
Prairie.
air. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I would have
Wonderful
loved to
time.
have heard that.
Leave it to Beaver.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she and I talked about Frank Sinatra.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when he was shooting a movie, well,
Yeah.
I'm digressing,
Sure.
but he blah blah blah.
You're
gonna
okay.
break.
You got
I
about
can
30
tell.
seconds.
No,
so go.
I feel that radio thing where you're looking at me and going, okay, we got to kind of maybe break. I don't really quite want to hear what you're saying.
I know
but
it's
I don't
bad.
want to
Now
be
it's
rude.
Bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of like
Gordy's
when you're on a
worse.
really bad date, and the person's like going, we really don't need dessert.
Julie, hang on with us. We're going to get Rocker in here, too, in the mix. Right here on John and Gordy in the
great.
morning. Coming right back.
With this really bad date.
If you like making love at midnight in the dunes on the Cape.
WMDX 92.7. It's John and Gordy in the morning. And we've got a whole bunch of special guests in the studio this morning. We'll have to explain that as well because Rocker's here and TV is interested in Rocker this morning.
Yeah, we're going to have a TV camera in here.
Yeah.
We'll tell you why. And also Julie Hines from Magic 98 from a few years back.
Professor Julie Hines.
Just coming through town here, and she stopped in to say hello. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Rocker.
Yes.
What's happening, guys?
Let's get to Max Inc. preview in just a moment, but first let me mention this portion of the show brought to you by our friends at Verlo Mattress of Madison. One thing remains constant since 1958. They're still direct-to-consumer and provide superior products at unbeatable prices. Check them out online at verlo.com or go to either of their Madison locations, east side or west side. All right?
All right. That sounds perfect.
Okay.
Oh, our
We're
camera
adjusting
is way
everybody's
off.
cameras.
Watch
us on
we ask
Facebook
everybody when they're
YouTube.
driving into work to
Good Lord.
tune us on their phones and then Bluetooth the audio into their car stereo system so they can watch us and listen to us while they're driving into work.
Okay. Let's get to Rocker, first of all, in this half hour. Good morning, Rocker. It's time for the Max Inc. preview. It's a crazy morning around here. We appreciate you coming.
We're thriving on chaos.
Yeah, well, explain why Channel 15 is coming in here.
Channel 3.
Oh, Channel 3.
You're
Okay,
close.
Channel 3.
Well, they're going to come in here and do a story on the Rocker Jamboree, which is, of course, the benefit that Jimmy K has put together for Max Inc. Radio for me for my recent heart attack. If everybody remembers, I died on stage with my band playing in day after Christmas.
Yep.
And those medical bills are pretty interesting. So Jimmy K put that together for me. It's going to be amazing this Sunday. But we're going to talk about that in a moment. I have some songs and some clips from the bands. But I thought I'd tell you, Max Inc. Radio will remind you, 6 to 10 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. Actually, 6 p.m. to midnight. My mistake there. And this Sunday, we have a whole show lined up. But I thought I'd actually tell you guys, we're up for a ton of awards because it is award season, right?
I wanted you to mention this. This is big.
This is really something.
It is, and some of them are statewide, right? So the Wisconsin Broadcaster Association, we're up for the best web story with Terry Barr. She did a story on a Puerto Rican performer, Sarah, a little while back. So that's a big one. And that's over in the Wisconsin Broadcaster Association. And then there's the Wisconsin area music industry, right? So last year we won best podcast throughout the whole state. And this year we're looking to repeat. And so we are up in the finals. The voting is over, so don't worry about that. But that is this Sunday. And I'm also up for on-air personality for statewide, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But more importantly, they're actually, believe it or not, inducting me into the Wall of Honor for the Wisconsin area music industry.
That's big time.
The Wall of Honor.
This Sunday. I'm humbled. I'm honored.
Yeah.
It's a really huge award.
You've done so much for the local music. It is just unbelievable. And it just congratulations from the John and Gordy show.
And we're not done yet.
Oh,
There's more?
What?
No,
Wait,
there's more.
There's more?
Well, there's more awards as well, but we're not done helping out local music.
All right.
Madison Area Music Awards, they just came out, and now people can help us out because voting just started. You can vote at themamas.org. There's a $5 donation, but you go there, it helps put instruments in kids' hands. Max Inc. Radio, we are up for best radio show. We are up for best radio station, and we're for overall media. And then Rocker and Terry, both of us, are up for on-air personality, and that is the Madison Area Music Awards. And, oh, by the way, Rocker's up for Drummer of the Year. So go vote!
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. So
My
there's
God.
it's award season. There's a ton of awards, so you can go to themamas.org and you can vote if you like.
Well, I don't think the station even needs us anymore, Gordy. Let's just put Rocker
like
on.
it, really.
He's up for all the awards.
It's the one time a year we get to jump around and put our hands in the air.
We jumped on your bandwagon. That's
it.
That's
That's awesome. But now we do have a great show this week. Madison Drum Makers, Declan Dwyer, he's in. Kathy Couture, she will be in the studio performing with Beth Killey and Jenna Jonas, by the way. Shawnee Marks. There's a special show happening at the Al Ringling Theater in Baraboo, and our Terry Barr interviewed Shawnee Marks. We'll hear all about that. And Live in the Lair with Lousy Nuncio. That's Jage Nichols. That's going to be a great show. And After Hours with Rob Roberts, 10 p.m. to midnight.
Wait a minute, that first person's name was Lousy? That's
Lousy Nuncio.
Their birth name? Really?
They're a duo.
Oh, okay.
They're a duo, two guys. Jage Nichols is one of the guys. He's really good.
Well, let's hear
Great
some
singer.
music.
All right, well, let's get to the Spine Stealers. You know, I was telling you guys about them last week that they were going to be in our studio live, right? Mm-hmm. It's Emma O'Shea and Kate Ruland, and they learned to play guitar during the pandemic in their backyard around the campfire, right? Now they were a duo, and now they're a 5-piece band. They brought it in last week to the studio. Guitar, ukulele, banjo, pedal steel. Remember I told you a pedal steel was going to be in here?
I love the pedal steel.
So May 29th, they're at the Burr Oak over on Winnebago. You can go see them, the Spine Stealers. They're with Dallas Ugly and Jacob Slade. But right now, I'm going to give you a preview of what happened last week. This song is Michigan. It was recorded right here in this studio last Saturday night on Max Inc. Radio, Live in the Lair. This is the Spine Stealers with Michigan.
But I wouldn't be here without you. You would be free without me. Break apart this house. Fuck the hose. It's you like the way I poured your coffee in that cafe, left your number for me. Over the dark, calling you, smoked a cigarette or two, three. We spent the nights beneath the pines, drinking cheap.
That's a perfect combination. You know, and her voice with the sound of her voice with a pedal steel guitar. I mean,
wonderful.
you know, she could burp all the way through the song with a pedal steel. I'd still love the song.
I mean,
really, belching? You want belching on the top of the pedal steel.
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's pretty
I
much
mean, the
what it
amazing
is.
thing is that they just learned how to play guitar, and they were never in bands before.
Just amazing.
The pandemic caused them to hang around in the backyard and learn, and now here they are. They're going out on tour even.
Sounds great.
Hey, next Friday, May 9th, it's the Clyde Stubblefield Tribute with the Funky JBs. That's happening at the Memorial Union Terrace. It's a celebrating his doctorate and PhD from the UW School of Music. I thought I'd bring in a really unique song. This is actually James Brown. It's a remix of Give It Up or Turn It Loose from the 1986 In the Jungle Groove compilation album. It was originally issued to capitalize on the popularity of Brown's music in hip-hop circles at the time, but Clyde is on the drums. This is
Excellent.
a great piece. Check it out Friday, May 9th, Memorial Union Terrace. This is Give It Up or Turn It Loose.
Baby, give it up, turn it loose, get on loose, like sight machine.
Oh, yeah.
Clyde.
Baby, give it up, turn it loose.
Finally, you know, actually having you tell us that's Clyde Stubblefield on the drums. Normally, you know, we hear it,
right?
But we're unaware that it's Clyde Stubblefield.
Yeah, he was on a lot of those old James Brown songs.
Yeah, and how many contemporary artists have sampled Clyde over the years?
He's the most sampled drummer in history.
Yeah.
And that's
Amazing.
one of them right there.
That's great.
That album, that was kind of started out, 86, right? That was early on in that movement. So that's a pretty cool song.
All right.
We got time?
Jimmy?
Here we go. So we are talking.
Jimmy had something to say. Jimmy, jump in.
We're going to the Rocker Jamboree. We're going to do some songs on Rocker Jamboree. And Jimmy is in the studio to tell us a little bit about the Rocker Jamboree that he put together.
Well, I just wanted to say that referencing Clyde Stubblefield, we need to get him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's
and
right.
You could go vote. Yeah. I think there's a change.org. Just search for Clyde Stubblefield in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you can get him in there.
All right. That's great. Great idea.
Okay.
Well, let's get to the Rocker Jamboree. It's
Please,
happening
'cause this is a
this
big deal.
Sunday night, or actually during the day, 1 to 5 p.m. at the Burr Oak, Sunday, May 4th. And it is a benefit for myself, for some of my medical expenses, and Mama Cares. And so Jimmy K put together this incredible lineup of bands that haven't played in years. Electromag, Atomic, Mind Docs, Last Crack, and Magic 7. And you guys, I've been bringing in Last Crack, Magic 7, all these bands.
Right.
So this is my last hurrah, right? We're going to hear a little bit of Magic 7. This is from their debut album in 1996. Featured members of Last Crack, Butto on vocals, Paul Schluter and Don Bakken on guitars, Todd Winger on bass, but it had Jeff Greasehammer on drums. Recorded at Sleepless Nights with John Mocknick. This song is called Drowning in a Dream.
Genius going crazy, all flown down the stream. Eventually, drowning in a dream. Eventually.
Oh, that's Magic 7, right? And
Yes.
who's the vocalist? Butto.
Butto. Same vocalist for Last Crack.
Just
as
a
well.
great voice, though.
Yeah,
Just
oh,
a great
that was
voice.
an amazing band. I actually, truth out here, I met my wife at a Magic 7 concert.
Oh,
really?
Yes.
It was magic.
It was magic. Well, Last Crack is also playing. Do we have time for one more clip, Sam? And playing at the Rocker Jamboree on May 4th, 1 to 5 p.m. at the Burr Oak. Burning Time was released in 1991. It was recorded with Dave Jordan, the producer, who did Alice in Chains, Jane's Addictions, Nothing Shocking. Famous producer, right?
Big time.
Out in L.A. They were big. They were on Roadrunner Records, and they're right here from Madison, Wisconsin. They'll be playing at the Rocker Jamboree.
Excellent.
And Butto is the singer, and all those same guys from that last band. But let's hear this. This is the seminal song from their Burning Time album. This is Downbeat Dirt Messiah.
Downbeat dirt Messiah. I come up from the clay. I am the earth. I eat the dirt, yeah. I am a raw, torn, broken bone. I say to you, I save myself. Take away your temptation, walk on my way to the ladder. I know I can make it happen. I can do anything.
Really nice song. I love that.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's sad we didn't have these on the surveys, and played locally by all the other radio stations.
Really?
But oh well.
Isn't this that
Magic
was
98 didn't have that one, did they, Julie?
No. But Johnny Danger, remember, he was on
Yeah.
C104 and he played it over and over and over. And I think they fired him for it.
That's right.
We'll be back with the Rocker and the Max Inc. preview right after this.
WMDX 90.7, John and Gordy in the morning. It's time for Rökker and our
the
guests.
Maxing preview. It is 7:52 and 48 degrees, highs in the mid to upper 50s today. This portion of the show is brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center. And here to tell us more is Julie Hines.
You know,
Julie,
yes, you just gave this to me, but you know what?
Yeah.
I think this will be an easy one.
All right.
Madison Hearing Aid Center. You know what the big thing about them? Family owned.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been here almost 70 years. What? Yeah. What are we talking? West High School was just like a little baby at that point. Passion over profit. Madison Hearing Aid Center is driven by passion for helping people. They just want to do kind of what you do. You two guys, just help people feel better, setting them apart from the competition. You know, those people, the chain services. They're fast and flexible appointments, individualized care, not one size fits all. We all know it. Some of us are losing a little here and in the left ear. Some of us aren't hearing that upper registers ever since we turned 30. It happens. Insurance accepted, no hassles, convenience over complexity. Located in an accessible setting. Do you know where they are, guys?
Cottage Grove.
Oh, no, they're super duper close. 4706 Cottage Grove Road, Suite. I can't read the writing.
100.
Okay, there you go. Helping people, changing lives, their number one goal isn't just selling hearing aids. You know what? It's improving quality of life through better hearing.
Absolutely.
Wow,
There you go.
she's good.
Hey.
Let's keep her.
Oh, boy.
Can you stick around and talk and get you on the air more?
I
Well,
can
you know.
hang around a little.
Okay. Wow.
And back to Rökker now.
How can I follow that?
Yeah, I know.
Good luck.
Try.
I can't follow the hearing aids. So I talk about live music and concerts, right?
Why your music makes people get hearing aids.
Yeah. We help out. Did you hear that, hearing aid company?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, tonight there's a show, Friday, May 2nd at 5 p.m. at the Gamma Ray Bar, just down the street from, it's the old Frequency location. Also used to be Barley Pop, by the way. And tonight, Friday, May 2nd, 5 p.m., Bing Bong and Vandalay. Bing Bong, they had their 2024 release, Hippopotamus, released last year, and now they are a finalist for a Mama Award for Album of the Year. So let's go ahead and listen to one of their songs. This is called Mean Old World from their Mama Finalist Award Album of the Year, Bing Bong.
There he stood, hands in his pocket, saying, "What did I do wrong?" It's a hard fall when your shit hits the fan and you're back where you belong. I thought I had it figured, thought I had it down, went to all the right schools. Something tells me they're out to get me in, not playing by the same rules. Now you ought to know it's a mean old world. You ought to know by now. You ought to know
It's a mean old world.
it's a mean old world.
Round and round now. Yeah, when we had a cable access show,
yes.
the Obros did a version of this as well. So.
Oh, really?
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
adapted it and
The
called it Media
Obros.
World.
Yes.
Oh, that is
Fun
fun.
days.
Oh, I loved the Obros. Dave
Yeah.
Hansen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
what a
Hanson
beautiful.
Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
such a great guy.
They were
Such a
excellent.
great soul.
And now
Damn.
Paulie Ryan from the Obros. Paulie, he is in the Ghost Particles.
Oh, I love Polly.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Ghost Particles, other bands too.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So much going on.
Well, Rökker, before we say goodbye for this time around, we want to remind everybody Sunday, the place to be is Rocker's Jamboree.
Yes, that's
And
right.
That's Sunday, this Sunday.
That's right.
From 1 to 5 at Burr Oak. A great charitable. I'm going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of people there.
It is going to be a blast. I think it's going to be sold out. It's getting close now. So get your tickets. Go to the Burr Oaks website.
All right.
And Max Inc. Radio, we are local music Saturday and Sunday, 6 p.m. to midnight. Tune
Wait,
in.
Max Inc.
Max Inc. Radio.
Holy, you kidding? No.
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead. We
No.
got some time
Wait.
here. Yes.
Wait. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out right now.
Okay.
Right.
You know why it's named Max Inc.
No, tell me.
It's named after Max Ward,
Yes.
who was
Do you know this?
She got it.
and one of my probably soul brothers that passed away from
Yes.
AIDS in the early 90s.
Yes. We named Max Inc. Radio after Max Ward, which is my business partner, Black and Tan's brother. And he was a vocal teacher here in Madison, taught
The Voice Box.
the voice box, taught many, many legendary musicians that are in this town. And he passed away the day before Max Inc., the magazine, came out.
His
our
brother,
first issue.
his brother started it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
And me.
this is so weird.
I'm
Okay, we were
rocker.
supposed to.
We got a minute.
Neon Rocker.
We
yeah.
were supposed to like hang out next to each other. This is so beautiful.
Yes, isn't that crazy?
Oh,
I used to
amazing.
deliver Max
Small
Inc.
world.
magazines to your mailbox when you were with, what was it, JGO, when they were still over on.
thought you were gonna say a
like Park
guy.
Street, right?
When you're with that second
guy.
No,
boy.
no. I used to drop in the mailbox for Catherine Lake and Julie Hines and all those people over at the station. You know,
Remember when you treated him like dirt because he
Yeah.
was just a delivery boy?
Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
You know that.
All right. Well,
Wow.
that's going to do it for the Max Inc. preview. Rocker, have a great time this
thank
weekend.
you, man.
And
I
we'll see you
appreciate it.
Sunday at the Burr Oak. Sunday afternoon. Julie Hines.
And Julie Hines in
Yeah.
the studio. Wow.
So
Yeah.
great to see you again.
Oh, wonderful. Just,
Come back again sometime.
Yeah.
Next time anytime you're in Madison.
Well,
please join
thank
us.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open door right here.
Yeah.
Coming up on Monday, we'll talk to Liz Johnson from Serenity Pet Spa. Stephanie Miller is coming up next.
That's right.
John, I hope you have a great weekend, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I hope Trump doesn't come out and arrest us and deport us to El Salvador.
we gotta buy
might
some
be
of his-
broadcasting from there.
We're going to buy some of his crypto coins and make sure that he doesn't come after
There
us.
you go. That's what we should do.
That's it for us. Have a great weekend. Talk to you Monday. So long.
Let the sun shine.
It's the John and Gordy